Oh,
Hi, I have Sue Dux, one of our legend amazing leaders on our team. When it comes to nurturing a customer that is not quite yet a business builder or even yet thinking about sharing, not only do we an email sequence that we can use for people, but she is one of those legends at just that customer contact. Now, in this business, we're not trying to put hours of pressure on customer contact because part of the patch is a bit more of a set and forget. But when people aren't seeing results or don't yet understand the power of their auto ship or why to keep it on or why volume matters, there is some nurturing that we can do along the way to help support that belief. So, Sue, will you just tell us your 4 touch points that you do with a new customer?
okay. I like to uh, build rapport with them and have a connection at least 4 or 5 times before their first month's maintenance auto ship goes out. So somebody signs up with me in December, and their next order is due to go out in, say, the 20th of January. So between the 22nd of December and the 20th of January, I've rung them, or when I'm enrolling them, I tell them I'm going to set you up with a monthly order. So the protocol we use is next month we're going to add in one of the support patches, the Eon patch, that is amazing for inflammation. And as you know, we all have a lot of inflammation in our body. So we're going to start you with the X39. I'm gifting you one today that you'll replace when your order comes back. Now, then I'm setting you up with the Eon for January. None of this is set in stone because we'll be communicating, and you may decide you need the SP6 complete, or you might need the sleep nights, silent nights. So that's the first one. The next one is when their order arrives, they need to ring me to tell me how we're going to swap and give me back the sleeve that I've loaned them. And that's a time when I also say to them, so how are you going with the patches? Are you remembering to drink lots of water? You're remembering to hydrate the water with either Celtic salt or electrolytes. The next time I see them is we're actually face to face, returning. She's returning the sleeve that I've got. Now, this is a time when I say to her, now, who has seen the results that you're getting already? Who in your family are noticing the changes in you? Is there someone else in your family that's ready to start with the X39? And we take it from there. Then I say to them, so you've been using your tracker, and um, what are you seeing the results there? Because when I'm signing them up, I'm also in the email I send them a tracker, or I personally hand them one if I'm face to face. So that's the third time. Then the fourth time is a week later or 2 weeks later, depending on who it is and what they're finding with their. So I always say to them, ring me. As soon as you've got a great testimony, ring me, because that will be your testimony for your story. And I write that on their file. So also on that fourth time is when I'm saying to them, who do you know that you love and care about would also be interested in using the X39? Let's get together and get some of these people on a Zoom call or together in a room, and let's get you to 4. So it depends. Sometimes I do that on the second call as we organize a Zoom. It depends on the person. I can read whether they're ready to be builders or whether they're just going to be customers using it for their own health. But I'm always dropping that seed about when you're ready to share this with others. We'll do this together at the beginning, and we'll find your 4 as fast as we can. There's lots of things to say to them, and there's lots of things that happen, but I find that the 4 or 5 personal connections that I do either face to face or on the phone seems to resonate much better with my people than just texting or emailing. I'm very old school, and the technology is actually, they're better at it than I am. So by the fifth time I've read, this is somebody that's just concerned about their health, or this is somebody that really wants to run. And so I'm giving them my time and organizing for meetings, for connections, for three-way conversations with their prospects. I'm also sending information. Like I probably have a fortnightly call with nearly all of my people, even once they've been, on the roll for a month. I just like that connection with them. And I want them to know that I care about them and what they're going through, and I'm there for them at whatever level they want. So I'm meeting them where they're at, and making sure that they have the information that they need. I'm telling them to come on Zoom calls. I'm telling them to watch recordings. If they're people that work full time, they watch the recordings. It's all about connecting with them and, holding a space for them just to be there when they need you there.
It's awesome. And for the purpose of this recording, first of all, you're incredible. You're one of our, senior directors on our team and fast growing. You've sponsored a lot of people. You're moving a lot now towards manager. You're helping them launch. You're addressing them not just like they're going to build a big business, but they just honestly want to cover their costs of their patches, which this whole business is made on that manager status where over a few months, and we always now are saying we're not promising they can cover the cost of their patches every month just by becoming manager, but over the course of a few months, as others also in their flow and in their relationship do cover those share, then they will start to cover their costs. But Sue, just for this moment of recording, two things. Just for LifeWave, just to clarify, we can't use the word protocol. I know in your other business you can. So rather than the word protocol we put an Aon in, we'll usually just say in the way the wholesale works, we'll highly recommend an Aon. A few people are going to ask, well, will it confuse them if you introduced a few others or different patches? Again, we've got a really simple text message picture that you can send of what the different patches do according to what's going on. But I love what you're saying. We don't even talk about those patches till that order, and literally till that order is going to come in. We never try and sell leading up to that, all the different patches. Last thing, so I love that. Last thing, a question for you. So say they say I've had no results, which a lot of people won't in that first even 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I haven't had results. So what do you say immediately back to that when someone says that, so they don't feel shame or something's wrong, but just at that point, I haven't had results, so I'm not sharing yet. What's your angle with those people that you're supporting?
So when I'm interviewing somebody to open an account, the things I'm saying to them are, there are three ways you can get your X39. You can get them for retail, wholesale, or you can get them for free. Which one suits you best? So I'm sorting out what their connection is. Then if they've tried them, they've already heard my testimony, which is a one patch wonder. They've heard a couple of other testimonies. If somebody comes back to me and said, I really haven't had a result yet, and I've had two people do this so far, it actually was a case of they couldn't afford it. So the easy way was to say, I haven't had a result. I asked them about the tracker. Now, people will say to me, I don't have a result. But once they look back at the tracker, they'll suddenly see that, yes, they are sleeping a lot better, or their energy levels are better, or their pain has diminished. So I'm often saying to people, look, if you can give this a month for every decade you've been here, and I ask them, would you please tell me your age? The proper way to look at this is that if you give it at least 3 months, this is why the core kit is the entry point with 3 months supply. Now, if you can give this 3 months and you've had no change whatsoever, then I'm going to look at things like your water intake, because stem cells love to be hydrated. They float around your body, they morph off into other cells in your body if they're highly hydrated. So are you drinking 2 liters of water? And people will say, yes, they are. And I'll say, okay, so how many glasses was that? Oh, oh, well, maybe I didn't have 2 liters. Well, what electrolyte are you using? Oh, I'm not using an electrolyte. Well, are you using the Celtic salt? I couldn't buy the Celtic salt. So how many times a day are you going to the bathroom? Oh, I'm going all the time, because your water is not being retained. If I give you some Celtic salt, would you try that? We'll go for another week and you try and get that water to hydrate your stem cells, and then I'm sure you'll find a result. If somebody says to me, I really can't afford it, I honor that and say, that's fine, this may be not right for you just now, but if you could introduce me to 4 of your family or friends who would love to take advantage of this, and I have a granddaughter in the business who says, everyone that's breathing needs to be patched. So if you can find me 4, I'll help you enroll them, and that will subsidize the cost of your patches.
Love it. Love it. You're a legend.
I'm
You are.
always trying to be, I'm always trying to be solution focused. I'm always, there's a result for every, there is a result.
Perfect. Well, those scripts, some of what we've just caught them from Sue, and some are already in our boards. So when someone says little or no results, there's actually a really amazing script you can, again, I love this. You can either send back and then follow up with a call. Anything around those moments where someone's feeling hesitant or a little negative or a little like distrusting or cynical, your voice, that's where your voice needs to be inserted the most. And text messages will never convey what your own voice will. And I'm saying this not just to Sue, I'm saying this to everyone that will listen, because that your voice is who they first trusted to even come into this. So this is where you need your voice. This is where people get afraid of that moment where they're going to pick up the phone and they're going to get a negative energy. And you as a brand partner, that's where your own sponsor will support you. You call your upline and you say, I'm a little afraid of this phone call. Like, what should I do? Like, let it come up so it doesn't come out to the person, right? So, and usually that moment is it's never about you. It's just about what's going on in them. We also know in the introduction little website we send people, yay, your patches have arrived. There's a 6-minute video in there from a girl called Alex Sabatelli, and she actually says, here's what's going on in and around your life. So again, don't look for the quick result. There's a lot of stressors in people's life. There's a lot of other aspects to why this may not feel like it's working. I circle back quite quickly on that video and I say, I'm going to call you after you've watched that video. So again, I'm just moving people back towards like a system so that they understand, listen, this was the health tracker was in the introduction email. The video was in that as well. So you're moving people back towards a system. So if they turn around and ever want to share it, and they've now been a little bit high maintenance to you as the person that sponsored them, those people are going to go, I don't want to deal with higher maintenance people. So you've always got to point them back to a system. So it's not just Sue's amazing at follow up or Vanessa's got a nice, warm, trusting voice or whatever. It's like, no, there's a system that will help guide people through this nurturing process. So you're always modeling, this isn't hard work. A, the customer's not hard work, never. But B, you're also modeling, this isn't hard work to follow up on people, and I'm not afraid of following up on people. So thank you for your insight, Sue. We'll put this training just on our boards app under follow-up, especially for people that are customers. I'll clarify by saying anyone that's building a business will actually have their auto ship on for a very different reason than the person that's just a customer. You're keeping your auto ship on for business because that's all it costs. That overhead is all you're investing to keep a very active business that's going to be very, very powerful for you in the future. So, Sue, we love you and we're grateful for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you.